Chat, what is up? What is up? We got Malarkey, we got Ninja. This is Penland Podcast. Rodney is joining us today for the first time in... well, you were with me, what, 2 or 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, I've been MIA, man.
It's been about 6 or 7 weeks for Josh, but Rodney's here.
I swear, this generation.
I got tired of being beat up on.
Yeah, fair enough.
We're gonna get into a lot of things. We're gonna talk about Nancy Mace. We're gonna talk about the big, beautiful bill. Rodney's done a little bit of research, spent some time out there. He kind of knows the inner workings of the DC politicians.
My goodness, that's a lot of pressure, brother.
You got it. You got it. You got it. You live for it. I know you do. Josh, did y'all talk about the bill this morning any at all?
Nope.
Okay.
They talk more about his love life. I got to tune in today, and I got to tell you, your listeners are very engaged.
Josh can't get away from it. He's trying to put it on the back burner a little bit, and Rodney and Ken, they won't let him go, man.
I'm like, hey, I'm just trying to let the Lord be my guide, and Ken's like, that's great. Now spill the beans,
But we're all pulling for you.
I appreciate that. But
it's an endearing story. It really is.
But that's part of life, and whatever happens. I mean, I've got my hopes. I've got my how I would like the situation to turn out, and I have an idea of what I need to do, but it's in the Lord's hands. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it ball's in her court, kind of. Yeah.
So I didn't really have to pull a whole lot out.
Yeah,
he was ready to offer up all that.
It's like he went to school for broadcasting or something.
Yeah. Certified yapper over here. I'm glad to have the three of us back. To be honest, though, it's been too long.
I agree.
I got a couple things lined up for you, Rodney. We want to get this
ambush, breaking huddles again. Not good.
It's not too much of an ambush. It'll be a good one. But
okay.
Ninja Malarkey, how are we doing? Talking about let's go chat. I wonder if Nancy Mace is a feminist. I wonder. I put out a tweet the other day because she said she was going to put her naked body out on the congressional floor. I was like, okay, wow. Real bold and brave of you. But I put a tweet out and I said, what'd I say? Oh, speed running feminism, and it was a picture of her at the Citadel. And then I said 100% feminism, the game. When you play a video game, you can speed run it real fast, make it to the end, or you can 100% get all the achievements. And getting all the achievements is running into Congress and then posting all your naked pictures because feminism is empowering. But yeah, she's a little bit of a feminist, just a little bit.
So fill me in a little bit.
She would be a TERF.
What exactly did she say? I'm not totally.
Let's jump into it real quick. I'll jump into it. Hold on. Let me send it to myself, and then we can take a look at it together. Let me find it. Bear with me, chat. Rodney,
By the way, Joshua's got his name on his...
Yeah, I showed that a second ago. I didn't mention it, but Zeb got me my name in lights. I finally got my name in lights.
And I think this was a stab at my age.
I just grabbed one, man.
In the beginning, there was Rodney.
Well, it is so funny because it's so funny that Zeb actually found a Coke bottle with the name Joshua on it. They started putting the names back on the Coke bottles like a month ago.
Yeah, just recently.
I have not seen one name of anybody I know. I haven't seen a Dave, Andrew, I haven't seen a normal name.
You won't see Zed, I don't think.
Yeah, well, honestly, you might with how strange the names are.
I call him. I've known him for some time. I've called him Keb, Jeb, everything else. Everything but Zeb.
I remember the first time you called into the show when I was working there. I thought your name was not Zeb, but it was like Jed.
Dude,
I thought it was Jed.
I get Jed, Ed, Zed. I get it all, man. Zach. If
Zach.
Yeah, if it goes for a little while and I don't see somebody for I don't know some period of time, and I've met him once or twice, it's always Zach. A Z name is kind of always associated with Zach, so that's what I get. But
how much have we advanced the mentality of this group in this first 30 seconds of conversation?
Hey, they love the jibber jabber. They love us for who we are.
But yeah, so I got this Nancy Mace tweet. This was in response basically to her. I don't know if you remember a while back, she said that her ex-husband raped her or whatever, but she never took it to the police. And Alan Wilson he called into Ken's show and kind of lay that out. She was kind of taking jabs at Alan Wilson or the South Carolina SLED or the department or whoever. We're not taking things seriously, but I mean, they were doing their job. Anyway, and this is kind of a follow-on from that, is her basically saying, this is a tweet 2 days ago maybe. She said, yes, I'm going there. Today I will show my naked body on the video. Wait, I'll show my naked body on one of the videos predator and rapist Patrick Bryan took of me and many other women. Without our knowledge, without our permission, without our consent, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I don't have the video. But she basically went to the house floor, and it was some like really extremely grainy black and white footage that didn't show anything. It was like her walking across the room or something.
You think the producers altered that, or you think that's what she had?
No, it looked like what she had. Yeah. But I mean but she didn't even show the video until later. It was like she was leveraging this, it's my OnlyFans. Come watch. I need some attention. Give me some attention before there's nothing there, right? Yeah. Because that's what Nancy Mace does. She plays on this boomer-esque 55-year-old Facebook scroller, right?
Is she 55?
I don't know if she is, but she's playing on that.
She's playing to that
idea.
Yeah,
that's her voter base, right?
Everything's too chaotic for me. If this is a glimpse inside of her administration, it's just too much for me. I want some degree of normalcy. It's we can't be chaotic in everything we do, and that's been her forte thus far, I think.
Yeah,
it's all attention seeking.
Oh, every bit of it. I mean, where's the substance and all that? You know, if I was Alan Wilson, and I'm certainly not picking a winner here today, I think last week he finally said, "Look, enough is enough," and he made a small address, I think, toward all the attacks. You can't attack 24/7 and appeal to everyone. I know there's some appeal in that, but
welcome to Women in Politics, Rodney.
when Alan
he's cornering me again.
Well, the politics is for statesmen, and when it becomes not for statesmen, you get Donald Trump, right? And so that and he is a reactionary to what has been a unleashing of everyone onto politics that shouldn't be there.
Although he's become more methodical
for sure
with
he has.
time. I mean, he's kind of left that atmosphere to some degree.
But he had to establish himself first.
Great point.
He was a reactionary
and
to
I think he was, but I think it's evolved into something now that I can very much respect.
But he's a singularly unique individual.
Agreed.
And Nancy Mace will never be able to copy something like that, though she's trying to in an OnlyFans way.
That's what they're all attempting to do, to replicate what Trump did, and it just doesn't work. I can't be Zeb, you know. Of course, nobody can really. Can.
I can't put on 30 years and become Rodney either.
30.
Where we at? No one won't get taxed at my valet job. No tax on tip pass, didn't it? Look, I got a thought on this. Because no tax on tip pass, they're not gonna. I mean, it's good. To an extent, it's good that tips aren't gonna get taxed. But the problem is everything is gonna become a tip now. Businesses are going to create their own economic system within the business to drive everything through a tip proportionment.
Let me ask you a question.
Why wouldn't they do that?
That's a good point.
Let me ask you a question, because I'm gonna be either way. I'm gonna be impressed. Did you hear that, or did you derive?
That's
that
what I
yourself?
would do if I was running a business.
That came through your thought process.
Yeah,
excellent thought. Because
why wouldn't I?
I mean, just like now, there's no product you can buy at any store that now doesn't prompt you for a tip.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean,
now,
places you've never seen. So that's a great foresight.
It'll be less of a prompt and more of a mandation. I think it'll be less of a prompt and more of a mandation.
Good
I mean,
thought.
You'll still have an opt out, but it'll be more mandated, right? They'll guilt you into it more so than they already do by driving down prices and then establishing a mandatory tip.
Well, you see, they're going to have to define some rules.
Let's just
there'll
pick
be further
one.
legislation on that.
Let's just pick one. Let's just any kind of trade work. right? If I'm building cabinets for somebody, I'll go quote them $100. But that's a $20,000 job, Rodney.
I hear you.
I really would like a $20,000 tip.
I hear you. I didn't dive into that yet because it's all so new, but that is such a great point coming out the gate, isn't it?
Yeah, well, no, definitely. And I hadn't thought about that, but it's like that's the kind of thinking we need to have because it's like it makes sense on its face. Like, single mothers, they need help because there's no one there to take care of them. So maybe we should give them special benefits. Well, then what does it do? It creates people artificially seeking single motherhood because they're seeking out those benefits. It's one of those things where like people don't think about how it will be taken advantage of,
Well, we didn't discover this
conversation
here. There's no way. That had
Somebody's thought of it.
You've not heard that.
No.
So I'm impressed. That's
Ninja says images were really hard to crank one out too. Oh Lord.
Sounds like a skill issue.
They will add obligatory gratuity. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be something to that, but extreme. Yeah. I'm not saying it'll happen tomorrow, but eventually it will get to that point. Just like everything has a give me a tip on it now, right? That's just a driven culture through tip culture. Now that there's no tax on those tips, the businesses are more obligated to do that.
Well, the moment Democrats get in control, they're going to hire those 80,000 extra IRS just because of this.
Hire them back after they get fired.
Just because of this, though.
You think the Democrats are against tax on tips or no tax on tips?
No. Let me back a little bit. No, I wouldn't go as far as that. I guess the point I was trying to make, what an IRS nightmare this is going to
I see.
create.
Okay,
and
my
it's
bad.
going
I see what you're saying.
absolutely mandate more legislation as you define these things.
Ninja. Run through these real quick and we'll jump into some of the big, beautiful bill. Malarkey said we need to get Rodney to react to whatever or F&F. He won't believe his eyes. That's a good idea.
I don't even know what that means.
Whatever and Fresh and Fit and these types of podcasts, they have a round table. They bring on anywhere from like 8 to 10 girls, women, college, OF people, social media influencers or whatever. And it's usually like 2 or 3 guys. And then they just have this like 8 hour long conversation with them. And it just shows how... It's not just the women. It's
really that long? I've never sat down. I just see the clips.
I'm pretty sure they're long. I'm pretty sure. I know whatever goes for like 8 hours.
I don't have that stamina, brother.
Well, we won't. We'll just react to
Y'all
clips.
do.
But it just shows how dumb some of these people are. It's not just the women. I mean, they're the ones being showcased because they're the ones trying to drive traffic to whatever link that they're pushing out there.
Well, let me ask you
this. That'll be interesting.
Well, it is
to
a good
get you
question.
to react
So
to.
is that for y'all today, and we do the age difference, all the conversation, do y'all consider that boots on the ground? Are we accomplishing something by all that conversation? Because boots on the ground for my generation is
it's culture driving.
Okay.
It's necessary now. That's kind of what I talked about yesterday, was like, how useful is this up to a point? Like characters like Myron, they're useful, but they delve into polygamy, and we do need to draw the line at things like that.
Yeah. He said whatever is pretty long. Yeah, I think they go almost 8 hours. Fresh and Fit's usually 2 to 3. Yeah, Malarkey, if you want to get a string of clips together, we can definitely do that. Shoot that for the future. That'd be good. I think Rodney will learn an experience. It'll be a learning experience.
Open my eyes, no question.
But it's not just, and I had this thought the other day because my wife was watching. She scrolls Facebook and she watches Facebook Reels, and she really likes people like Charlie Kirk and stuff, which is fine. I mean, I don't disagree entirely with them, but I was listening to some of the clips that she was sending me, and I disagree with what Charlie Kirk's saying, but what he's saying in that moment just sounds so good because he's debating these college kids that, one, don't really know anything, and two, they're typically pretty far left. And so it comes off as more intelligent than it ought to be and correct in his opinion because he's correct in this dichotomy that has been fabricated. Does that make sense?
And so the confidence, we spoke about this earlier, the confidence with which he speaks, but he is, he's conversing with a crowd that doesn't have his ability.
It's easy to seem smart.
Except he went to Cambridge the other day and got absolutely bodied by a couple people.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah, we will have to pull up a couple of those clips too.
Well, you got to know they're prepping for you, and sooner or later you're going to get ambushed.
Yeah. Yeah. Boomer boots on the grounds means foreign enemy.
Y'all recruited another one. Yeah. I know, cliche. Y'all trying to hit it, but y'all recruited somebody else to break.
Rodney, you wouldn't call yourself a neocon, would you?
Well, tell me what a neocon is.
A neocon, foreign interventionist. You know, somebody that backed the, Desert Shield, Desert Storm, OIF, OEF, Afghanistan, Iraq type. War hawk almost, war hawkish.
No. Protect our
Do you think you used to be a little bit more than you are now?
Probably not.
Okay.
Even after 9/11?
Yeah. Well, I think we all were.
I think we all were.
Okay, that's fair.
I think that was just understood.
I was 3, so I didn't really have a strong opinion on the matter.
I think we've come a long way since 9/11.
I watched what did I watch? It was a documentary just recently on Netflix as it pertained to 9/11. I can't remember exactly what it was about, but very interesting. Took on a whole different perspective of the whole event.
We'll have to tackle a 9/11 stream one day, boys. Once I get my Rumble account up and running, because YouTube's going to kick us. All right, what we got? Let me jump in. Let me do this AI real quick. Rodney's a little bit older than us, so he does scroll. You scroll the TikTok? You scroll the Facebook?
I do.
Okay, so you
I love
have an
your
idea.
TikTok, by the way. It always, every time one of them just pops up, it puts a smile on my face.
You're just having fun.
Yeah.
No substance.
But yeah, so you might have seen some of the AI stuff coming out, and anytime I get on Facebook, like once a month, I'll scroll it and I'll see something absolutely outrageous. And I'm talking about insane. And there's people on there commenting as if it's real. I'm like, like what?
Yeah.
Like
use a little common.
You vote, dog? Like
yeah, exactly.
This is a problem.
It really is. I think I can distinguish the AI.
We about to find out real quick.
Bring it. I got it. I got this.
All right,
I'll perform better than y'all will. Well, you already know.
You might.
Me and Josh should go toe to toe on this.
Let's see.
Haven't seen it.
Let me see if I can get this thing to play. Why is it not playing? Chat, play.
The things at the end.
There
you go.
goes.
Yep.
Nope, that didn't do it either. What in the world?
That's one move with
there it goes.
that makes haters go crazy every time.
Oh, y'all gotta give them that. This is wild. It's over. We are cooked on that thread. You get me?
What's one move with AI that makes haters go crazy every time?
Oh, y'all gotta give them that. This is wild. It's over. We are cooked on that thread. You get me?
This is AI, Rodney.
What's one move with AI that makes haters go crazy?
It's Google's new VO3. It's generated off of like a single prompt. This entire video, sound, and everything is generated off one single prompt.
Gosh, well, that's more advanced than
what
I thought.
This is insane.
So I went.
All right, so it says the prompt: a man doing stand-up comedy in a small venue tells a joke. Include the joke in the dialogue, and then it spits this out.
Zoo the other day, and all they had was one dog. It was a Shih Tzu.
I mean, the joke is pretty funny. First of all,
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's completely fake.
You can really tell when you look at the mouth. Okay. They haven't quite got that.
They haven't quite got the mouth down yet.
Where do they? I mean, is there? They just randomly get this guy?
No.
No, it's generated. He's generated.
What it does is it when you type in like comedy, it comes up with comedy club, comedian. It like analyzes what those words mean, and it creates this basically composite image of like. This is what most stand-up comedian bits look like. And so this guy's like an amalgam of just what you would expect, because that's what the AI is targeting.
he does look like a typical comedian.
He does.
In a matter of nanoseconds? Or?
It probably
might
take
a
minute or so.
Yeah. Wow.
But I mean, that's basically nothing when we're...
Yeah.
I mean, it'll...
That's crazy.
If it's utilized to this extent, I mean, they'll be able to create movies next year. You know what I mean? With like a single prompt.
If we can make our own movies, I'm doing my own thing. I'm gonna make some movies.
You can't see it here, but I would have to spend hours back in my day going through those encyclopedias that. Zach's got down
Oh,
there.
how the turns have tabled.
Yeah, I mean, this is. I thought the joke was funny. Did y'all get the joke?
Yeah.
So I went to the zoo the other day, and all they had was one dog. It was a Shih Tzu.
You
get it right.
I thought
You
that
get
was
it right.
funny.
That's good.
A Shih Tzu dog and the zoo shit. Okay, anyway, this is another one. This one was pretty solid. Yeah, I mean, all of it was
Dang.
created in Google Flow or VO3. I mean, this is insane to me.
When we get in there, I want no bullshit. You stay on my 6 at all times.
What are all these creators that fulfilled these roles? What are they going to do now?
Dude,
I
this
mean,
is
I think there's
awesome.
still going to be a little bit
I
of
can
a
embrace
process.
it, but what? It's going to leave so many
I don't know. I mean,
people behind jobs.
what are we going to do is a question. I think the commentators will be gone before the actors will. Maybe I'll just transition into acting and then figure it out
Well,
afterwards.
some of us,
Here's the thing, though.
Some of us good-looking ones will survive.
Here's the
you
thing,
don't
though.
stand a chance, brother.
The thing about political conservative news broadcasters is if you ask AI to create one, it's going to go off of Glenn Beck, Sean Hannity, and then no one's going to like it.
Yep.
Well, maybe.
I want
the people that do
to
will
touch
be
on that
dead
here in
soon.
a second too. We'll get back to that. I want to. Dude, I didn't watch this whole thing through, but I mean, this is crazy to me. I mean, this is.
The
Oh, is
gunfire
there
is a
no-
little off, but
Do they not have audio? Chat. Do y'all not have audio?
no.
I don't think they have audio. Why do they
check,
not have
check.
audio?
There you go.
There you go. Sorry, Chat, if y'all don't have audio. I mean, this is like
So how do we
shit, though.
how do we know what
You're not.
You can't. That's, yeah.
many things?
Well, I mean, this is super advanced, but I know when the war popped off in Pakistan and India not too long ago, like a couple of weeks ago,
Pooped off.
India was putting out videos, AI videos of like missiles chasing down a jet and blowing the jet up, but it was like the most obvious AI that you ever seen. I mean, it was absolutely terrible that they tried to pass it off as real warfare. It was crazy bad.
So my little mind is just spinning now
Mm-hmm.
at all the
Like this, like
fallacies that are going to be put. How are we going to be able to?
you're not
the
going to be
script-
able to.
You're not going to be able to.
Golly.
This is a video game.
Victory
Completely fake
Royale with
gameplay from a video game. I mean, the video. I mean, like this. I would be, because I've played the game. I would be able to tell you that this is fake just by like some of the placement of things. But like in general, it's like
Oh my god. Yes!
nobody's gonna know.
Victory Royale with a
At a
pickaxe!
first glance, no, it would
Yeah.
it would pass the
I mean,
smell test.
even this is like. I mean, maybe if you gave me like an hour to study it and figure it out, maybe. Oh, excuse me.
Definitely like the close-ups on the faces, like the thing with AI, the thing that kind of gives it away, especially with this video you've got up right now, it's a little too clean. You know what I mean? Like
It's too good. The AI is too good.
No. Exactly. It's kind of like
You
how
gotta get
you remember
worse
when
AI.
they came out with like Blu-ray and all that stuff, and it was like it was so real. Like you could see people's like pores on their faces, and it was like so real that it made it look not real anymore. That's kind of what I think about
Can you make
the
edgy
AI.
videos? Chris asked, "Can you make edgy videos?" I would assume the answer is no, because you can't even get it to give you an edgy response, or you can't even get it to give you a response to an edgy question. But Josh kind of mentioned something about that a second ago, and I want to get into that. I'm not getting audio on the videos. Yeah, sorry about that. Hopefully we're good.
It was just for a second. Now it's good.
Hollywood's about to be cooked. Yeah, I mean,
Thank God.
I'm not gonna say they're cooked, but they're cooked.
Yeah.
Especially since they can't make any videos anymore. Like, what's Hollywood's problem? They can't make anything good anymore.
Well, you remember there was a writer's strike going on like last year?
Yep.
I was like, well, no wonder, man. Like, you guys suck. Like, I'll write all the movies. Like, I could do it. Like, it's to the point where it's like, I could do a better job than that.
As we sit here, it's just all just piling on me at how things are going to rapidly change right now.
The boomer mind can't comprehend AI. That's what Rodney's saying right now.
Well,
Let me see if I can
fair
slide
enough.
this over. Y'all talk for half a second.
I'm actually on a beach in Florida right now.
That's a good point. We'll be able to just fill in Rodney whenever he's gone. Maybe we can get
I just wanna
AI to
get
do
this
some
over here
clipping
so I can
for us.
make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the answer is. None of us are going to have jobs. Like, I mean, the only job is going to be create AI and then trade work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's about it. Labor work. Oh yeah, that's so much better. Sorry, chat. Oh yeah, now we're cooking. Now we're cooking, boys. All right, let's see. We're gonna watch this one. This one's got a little bit of an audio lip sync thing. So this is definitely a way you could tell. You know, you were asking a minute ago.
Yes, we can talk.
We can talk.
We can talk.
We can talk with accents.
But it's very, very slight.
Oh, I think that would be marvelous, Rodney.
Yes, it is very fun. But
Yes, it is very good.
It's very fun.
I'll say this: it's better than have you ever watched any of the Netflix movies where they dub over the audio?
Mm-hmm.
It's better than that.
That's true.
So it's bearable.
When the
'Cause, I mean, what was the
Re-release Rogue
Heist.
One with Tarkin.
what's the bank heist one? Did you watch that?
No, I haven't been on Netflix
I think
in
it's
forever.
called Heist. But anyway, they dubbed it over. That one stayed at like #1 for a few weeks. So people will bear with some lip sync issues.
Yes.
We can talk.
Yes.
We can talk.
We can talk.
We can talk.
Yes.
We can talk.
Well, that's much better than
We Can Talk is
converting Spanish
cartoons.
to English. That's
Yeah, this is
Way
it's a
better.
lot better. Yeah,
This is
but
amazing.
it's not perfect though.
Imagine all the narrative possibilities.
We can sing talk.
think about.
Let's
Lil'
talk.
All the tapes
So,
they have to do
what are we
because of misperformed lines.
Yeah.
I mean, all that wasted.
Well, they
gone.
could probably go back and not have any retakes and just fix it in the moment.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
How much wood
Were you watching that video?
would a woodchuck chuck?
The ice thing is crazy. The ice looks really good.
The two shorter sides is equal to the square of the longest side.
Pythagoras explaining his theorem in ancient Greece. That's hilarious. That's
pretty good.
hilarious.
That's pretty
dude.
good.
It's creative.
The sum of the squares of the two shorter sides is equal to the square of the
He even
longest
has like
side.
a mouthpiece.
That is hilarious, dude. I didn't make it this far. I think he might have added
about
them.
nothing?
It's about nothing. Who would watch a video about nothing?
So this is an AI video about nothing?
It's about nothing.
So you think about my mind goes all kind of places like royalties. Think about folks, the younger generation that would like to see Clint Eastwood again in a new movie.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Bring back.
just
Yeah.
like that. It's done just like that.
Instead of having to watch reruns of Gunsmoke, you could just make more.
It was very true.
Dude, that would be. There's a money idea. If we could
Well,
generate
and then-
Gunsmoke and not get
But who would
copyrighted
and who would get the royalty? I mean,
and sued into oblivion, just make a spin. You can make a spin
this
off
is
of it.
It's a whole new world, man. It's just, I mean,
See,
I mean, these look.
I'm kind of a misfit here, but don't tell anyone.
I've just bought an electric car.
I think it's really great for families and for little babies with all the safety features that these SUVs have.
But what you're really seeing is that technology is going to be very, very important in terms of how we go forward.
It was great to come to the conference because my husband loves cars.
That's insane.
That's really
dude.
good.
We're gonna have beyond board playing tennis against a modern day.
Yeah, dude, it's endless. Mark Dice did a video on it this morning, which I kind of wanted to get to real quick. Let me see if I can pull it up without it throwing ads at me. And then I want to see how much VO cost. Let's see, VO.
VO stands for what? What is that? Video.
It's a good question. I don't know. I hadn't even heard about this till he brought it up too.
Really?
$250 a month.
Gee golly whiz.
Here, we'll just use the AI that we just watched, basically. No, this is Gemini, isn't it? Anyway, Google's VO3 AI generator sets to build through their new subscription. Let me move y'all over so y'all can read along. $250 a month. Provides access features. 30 terabytes of storage.
I wonder how much of that is a tip.
It'll be all of it pretty soon.
$220 tip.
Well, I mean, there's other ways around things like that. Like for instance,
do they have a free trial?
Hey, this is Rodney's channel. I was trying to fix some stuff on his earlier. Go check him out. I mean, he's got some interesting stuff that they're talking about. This was Kenny Boone's. Kenny was
he was a sheriff for countless years. I was touted as a senator, federal senator, and he ran into some issues. He's got his life back on track, and quite an inspirational story.
Yeah, it's a lot of local guys that he's bringing on that have done stuff in their life.
Thank you.
Got some good guys. Brian Braddock came and talked the other day, and I mean, I'm halfway producing this stuff, and yeah, he works for Congressman Fry, and then he's been kind of up and down. He's been all over the place
Absolutely.
too.
Opioid addiction, and
did a homeless game for a little while.
That's right. He's quite a
And then
story.
we did Donna Gerald this morning. Serial entrepreneur. I figured out how to spell that after a few minutes. But yeah, that was a little detour right there. Let me pull up Mark Dice real quick. I want to show you this video.
We all love AI-generated memes, especially the ones that are so spicy. The image generators banned the creation of them, like the popular Disney Pixar parody memes, like these you may have seen, and the voice cloning capability, quite hilarious, making really the best memes on the internet.
So let me get this straight. You were walking on the beach with your boyfriend,
Yes.
and you found this big cucumber sticking out of the sand.
That's correct.
Okay, but how did it end up halfway up your ass? I mean, did you pick it up and stick it up your ass, or did your boyfriend help with that? Like, how did
here?
You know, well, they're memeing on him. You know, Comey posted the picture of, I stumbled upon a set of rocks that said 86, 40, 47.
I saw that.
So they're trying to play in that. I mean, but
That's pretty good. Come on, Rodney.
You hadn't seen that?
That's funny.
Nobody likes James Comey. Nobody. Zero people. Zero people do.
Hard to find a friend, isn't it?
James Comey appearing on Stephen Colbert's show to try to explain away how he just so happened to stumble across some seashells on the beach, organized into the number 8647, meaning to get rid of Donald Trump. That
Also, go check out Mark Dice if y'all don't watch him. He posts about every morning, and I wanted to get to this too, and he's got some pretty solid stuff. This is an image of maybe a couple years ago. They did Will Smith. They did him eating spaghetti, and that's been like the benchmark for AI moving forward, because spaghetti's physics are hard to get, and then the mouth movement need it and everything. It's
This is a famous video generated 2 years ago of Will Smith eating spaghetti. You may have seen this. Not the best quality video, but here is the new one from VO3. sound obviously is terrible. Spaghetti doesn't crunch like that, but this does look pretty good. I mean, it does look like Will Smith. It looks a little CGI, a little fake, but a dramatic improvement. It's actually pretty scary how realistic.
I mean, if you threw that video in a Will Smith movie,
yeah, you'd buy it.
You wouldn't know.
No, other than
you wouldn't know.
Especially if it was just kind of like a drive-by shot. You know, it would slip past the radar.
Yeah, you'd never know.
These videos.
Hey, Will, I know we usually pay you like, I don't know, $1 million to come do some reshoots, but we're just gonna AI you in and not pay you anything. We're just gonna do our $250 to Google and fix our mess up. Just don't show up.
See there, you see all the things that this involves.
I did see this thing. So a few years ago, actually it was 2016, they came out with a Star Wars movie, and one of the actors from the original, who's dead, they put him in it, but he was CGI, and it looked really bad. But after that, you saw this rise where actors started to put like clauses where their image and likeness could not be used after their death. And I'm sure they're going to start doing things where, like you can't profit off of using my AI image or something like that.
Like what Prince at the Super Bowl is, what we call the hologram. We call them holograms that during halftime they had him up there.
Yeah. I'm gonna shoot this in chat real quick. Hopefully that's it. Yep, there it goes. All right. What you laughing at? Danny Ainge from that pig.
Danny Ainge. I think he's a basketball player. Wasn't Danny Ainge a basketball player? Professional
I don't know. I don't do basketball.
I think that's.
I don't know anything basketball. If you ask me anything basketball, I'm just say Larry Bird.
Fair enough. He's the GOAT.
Look at you, Rodney. You got the youth nomenclature down.
Oh man. The first one of a typical single mother. Oh yeah. The Disney
parodies
are.
They're funny.
Brutal. They're so brutal, man. They're hilarious too. Oh,
are y'all doing this PG show for me today? Because this is
No, we're taking it easy.
Y'all knocking it down a little bit today.
I mean,
I think this technology is going to rapidly accelerate the deepfake dilemma, the deepfake crisis that's sort of looming, where of work. Somebody entered a prompt to generate an image of a man panicking, warning about the dangers of AI, which resulted in this clip.
It's like they don't understand that it's coming for all of us. They're making these things smarter and they think they can control it, but they can't.
This old-fashioned meme, I think, illustrates how many of us are feeling. It's our warning that good intentions, and while he may have good intentions with
this next video, I want you to kind of understand what he's talking about. He does it really quick, and there's an article somewhere that I might be able to bring up here in a second that kind of dives into this, but he separates AI from AGI from ASI. AGI is a general intelligence that's typically smarter across the board, like through any topic from any individual. And ASI is super intelligence, is where AI is smarter than the collective of humanity. And so these are kind of the milestones that these people are looking at.
Neuralink, helping people who are paralyzed. We all know what the former CEO of Google revealing not just what he thinks is coming in the next several years, but what the consensus is amongst the industry experts.
We believe as an industry that in the next 1 year, the vast majority of programmers will be replaced by AI programmers.
It might be time to start learning the trades, because AI and robots certainly aren't going to take over the jobs of plumbers, drywallers, electricians, painters anytime soon, if ever. But just listen to his predictions. Again, not just his, the consensus about what the future holds.
So what happens when this thing starts to scale? Well, a lot. One way to say this is that within 3 to 5 years, we'll have what is called general intelligence, AGI, which can be defined as a system that is as smart as the smartest mathematician, physicist, artist, writer, thinker, politician. I call this, by the way, the San Francisco consensus, because everyone who believes this is in San Francisco. It may be the water. What happened?
It may be the liberalism. It may be the godless.
It gets much more interesting after that. Because remember, the computers are now doing self-improvement. They're learning how to plan, and they don't have to listen to us anymore. We call that superintelligence, or ASI, artificial superintelligence. And this is the theory that there will be computers that are smarter than the sum of humans. The San Francisco consensus is this occurs within 6 years, just based on scaling. This path is not understood in our society. There's no language for what happens with the arrival of this. That's why it's underhyped. People do not understand what happens when you have intelligence at this level, which is largely free.
The real question then.
Yeah, that's about all. I just wanted to pull that clip out
let
of
me
there.
ask you this, guys. Geographically, that'll override borders. I mean, weaponry and all. If that what he's saying is true, do you follow what I'm saying? There'll be no borders. There'll be no United States. There'll be no. If they can supersede our thinking, why will borders matter anymore? Especially as it pertains to weaponry. Are you following? I'm having difficulty
I got a
making my
question.
point.
Well, Trump was pushing this Golden Dome thing the other day, and did that get through? You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. Our own version of the Iron Dome.
Yeah, basically. I wonder if you could implement some kind of system to stop something like that, to create digital borders, if you will.
That's
just a thought.
Well, I mean, look, this is just really opening my mind completely. Not that I hadn't thought about before, but not at this level that you're forcing me to. But again, weaponry, if they supersede the collective of humans, then borders kind of go away. There's no loyalty to geographic borders with a superior thinking machine.
Again, yeah, I see where you're coming from, and we talked about that. We had an AI guy come on, and I don't quite remember where you stand, Zeb, but here's the thing I think about AI, is it's like, we're talking about, let's build an airplane that could get from New York to California in 1 second. And you say, well, look how advanced airplanes have gotten from the early, from like 1912 to the 1960s. That amount of time, the airplanes went from like 40 miles an hour to, you got the Concorde where it can travel like 13,000 miles an hour. And
we can teleport planes with orbs now.
But the point being is, it's like there is a limit to what is accomplishable. And I think that I'm not saying that maybe the final limit isn't those things, but I think the idea that just because something has advanced means that it does not mean that it will continually advance.
Yeah. Think Spock will ever be able to beam me up?
No.
Beam you up?
I don't think teleportation will ever happen. Well, maybe the orbs.
You don't know about the orbs, do you?
No.
Do you remember, it was like 2016, there was this airplane that just kind of went missing called Malaysian Airlines.
Yes.
It was teleported. It was teleported.
Nah.
It is essentially provably teleported. It's been caught on like 6 different cameras through thermal and night vision and all these other drones. Nope. I told Josh this the other. This is a hill I will die on. They teleported that plane. You know who was on that plane? I found out, Josh. 20 Chinese scientists working for American companies building microchips.
You jiving with that, Josh?
Not quite.
This is where
y'all can bring the
This is the thing. I'm open to a lot of things. I mean, I'm a Christian, the stranger things have happened, but again, a leap from like, I'm not saying teleportation is possible, but technological teleportation, I don't. I think it's just simpler that the plane crashed.
But they never found anything.
I mean, it's the ocean.
I think at a certain point, it's not feasible to
push it
out publicly. I think public access to a lot of this stuff is not feasible. I think that's the limitation, public limitation. I don't I don't necessarily agree with the physical limitations on something like this.
I mean, just because like if the technology existed, the government would hide it from us. Therefore, we don't see it. You know, it's and I get that's not what you're saying.
Okay.
I get that, but it's like, but why are you saying it then? You know, I'm not like, I mean, clearly, if the government did have orbs that could teleport things, that would be a pretty big secret. But I mean, like, why, like the orb thing? If you could teleport things to other places, why go through this whole rigmarole like what we're going through now with Iran with nukes and stuff? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Why
just teleport them to Saturn or something.
Yeah, like exactly. Why can't you just teleport a nuke into their lobby? You know?
Yeah, I'm not buying it.
Let's see. Illegal Mexicans took all those trade jobs. Not all of them. They took more than they should have. AI should evaluating anything required direct interface in reality is on us. I think this is true to a point. At some point, AI the problem with AI's evaluation is the coders forcing the AI into a corner. And what I mean by that is denial of like crime statistics or whatever. Right? They banned the creation of those Disney posters because they didn't like them. Right? That's the maybe that's not the evaluation you're talking about, but at a certain point, the AI is going to recognize that I don't have to listen to you, so I'm going to do my own thing. And I think once you get to that point, the evaluation becomes a lot better.
This will be by far, bar none.
Maybe he's talking about requiring direct interface with reality, like trade work, like labor or something like that. Maybe that's what he's talking about. But anyway, sorry.
This will be the greatest interruption by far, bar none, that we've ever experienced in so many ways. I just sitting here thinking.
Rodney's mind's blown right now.
It is.
I remember that time we all got lunch at Holtz Brothers Barbecue, and he was asking us, so like, what's the craziest conspiracy? You were, even I didn't know about the orbs at the time. You were pocketing that one for a rainy day.
I don't even think the orbs is that crazy. But like when I first heard it, I did.
Feed me slowly, man. Feed me slowly.
When I first heard about the orbs, I was like, okay, there's no way. And then I dove into it, and it's like, wow, they teleported the plane and the people. Anyway,
it'd be crazy to be looking out the window when that happened.
I got an orb guy, dude. I need to get him. I need to get him in here.
Hey, if you get him in here, I'm open to talking to him, man.
Africa has already mastered light speed air travel. I hear. We was kings. Yeah, they already did, and now they just kind of forgot and they don't do it anymore.
Wakanda forever.
I don't think we've gotten to what the thumbnail and the entire purpose of this video was today, boys.
The big, beautiful bill.
Yeah. He says evaluation of abstract concepts to apply in things like engineering. Maybe. I mean, that's a thing. It's going to have to overcome like some other things before we get there. But yeah, I think right now I definitely can't right now.
I think there's way more threats than positive.
I keep sliding
on
out
the
of frame.
initial. I think there's just so many threats to everything we know. I do.
All right. So big beautiful bill. Big beautiful bill.
Let's back up 1 second, okay?
Rodney's stuck on the orbs.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
The Tower of Babel, where we thought we were so smart and we were going to get closer to God, and what happened? He quickly destroyed that. I mean, are we? I think I brought this up before. Are we building the
Tower of Babel?
Yeah, is that where we're going?
I think America's multiculturalism is a strive to build something Babel-esque.
Yeah. Well, it's destined to fail. If you believe the way I do.
Well, Rome did it. They imported all of these cultures, and then it was destroyed by suicide, essentially, right? Pat Buchanan wrote an entire book on it. Suicide of a superpower, right? This was wrong. This is the inevitability of America unless it's fixed. You can't have this Babylonian style importation of cultures and just continue to work together. It just doesn't work like that. And then you have Babylonian-esque. You have all these people coming in that don't want to learn English. They create their own little communities, and then they grow. And then now we have just a bunch of people in America that don't speak English. They can't communicate, and then expect us to be a singular people. It just doesn't work like that. We've had examples throughout history, but it's never been this bad. Ninja said, Josh, show a cartoon of evolution. Josh believes in evolution. You believe in evolution? Okay.
Y'all breaking the huddle on me now, yeah?
Why do you?
Because he's retarded.
I've explained. It's not that I believe in evolution. I don't believe it's incompatible with Scripture.
Okay.
And so I go back and forth. But yeah, I think it's probably true.
Sad to see.
You're closer to the monkeys than we are, yeah.
Some say I might have had involved at all.
All right, where we at?
Show us your knuckles, yeah.
Anything else? We did a little AI. We did a little Nancy Mace. Let's Big Beautiful Bill this thing. Rodney, kind of give us a rundown of what it is. I mean, I hear Big Beautiful Bill. I think omnibus, but Trump put his name on it.
Yeah. So, I'm not as well prepared as maybe I'm made out to be. I've watched it from afar. Yeah, mainly it's, as you know, tax cuts. My interest, because of our general area, is largely agriculture, and the farmers take hits often, and there's some some tidbits in there that's absolutely going to help the farmers out in capital expenditures and passing on farms, things of that nature. So that was mainly my biggest interest in it, just because where we're from. But is it going to pass? I mean, I think there's 3 or 4 senators that are sitting out. It went through the House, but it's yet to go through the Senate. And I understand there's 3 or 4 senators that are probably going to oppose this thing. So what we will end up with, who
Republican
really knows?
senators.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why does Trump want to put his name on it? Do you know that answer? I mean, he pushes bills, but not like he's pushed this one.
Yeah, I just think it's a major accomplishment to some entities that are very important to him. One being farmers, and it's just a win. I think it can be viewed just as a win, and everybody's so desperate for a win coming out the gate. But I'm gonna start following it a lot closer. But I don't anticipate it to pass, and I think you kind of said that too. You're close. You're way more involved in that than I am, Josh.
My opinion of it is if it's something that would work for us, then it wouldn't be passed, and if it get passed, it's because it's not going to work for us. I mean, we've already heard that they're cutting things out of it, and
Well, it still strengthens our military, and I just hate the rhetoric about Medicaid and all that. I mean, there's just so many false information out there. That's the part that drives me crazy. When you start aligning against each other, and then all that misinformation comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, what'd you say? If it's good for us, it won't pass. If it's not good for us, it will, or something like that.
If it's good for us, it wouldn't pass, and if it passes, it's not good for us.
I like that. That's pretty accurate, sadly.
And regardless, right? I mean, it still drives up the deficit. I mean, to some degree. I mean, even if everything passes, doesn't it still drive up the deficit?
I mean, let me put it this way. Politics for the past several decades is full of these little victories where we shot big and it's like, well, hey, we didn't get everything we wanted, but at least we got this. And look where we are now. It's not good enough.
We got this little win on a big compromise.
Yeah, exactly.
And the compromise just overshadows everything. Ninja said we had 1,000 years of Christian multinational empire. Yes, we had a multinational empire, not a multicultural nation. These are different things. They were allowed to be independent. You call it segregation, if you will. Right? The cultures were segregated within the nation because the nation is the people and the culture is driven from the people themselves. not multicultural nation. These are different.
And Chris B, I don't know. I don't know if there was funding for.
Is there any funding for foreign nations hidden in the big beautiful bill, specifically to Israel or even Ukraine?
Unknown,
Probably.
but I would bet on it.
Probably. You know we should. We have. Did you react to the South Africa thing yesterday?
Barely.
Have you seen that? Did you see Trump's?
Yeah.
You saw his interview with the South African president
When he brought receipts in.
Yeah. 'Cause I did a whole stream on South Africa the other day. I thought it went really well. I enjoyed it. I learned a lot there.
So for the first moment, for me, it was a little bit uncomfortable. You know me.
It was like Rodney being in here with us.
To some degree. But then I started to embrace it. I mean,
Sometimes you need a struggle session from the president of the United States to say, hey, dude.
Yeah.
Quit your shit. Quit genociding people, dude.
Let's be real.
Like, I mean, this is mild in comparison to what probably should happen. Jim said African homemade helicopters are amazing. I saw one almost get off the ground.
That was AI.
Not even AI can fake that.
Oh, man. Ninja's giving you a hard time. Black pill, gay, doomer, boomer.
I thought we were buds.
No,
he's talking about me.
Okay.
What was that in response to?
Probably the evolution thing.
Oh, okay.
Chris B. Anthony Cumia is great. I highly recommend. I love Anthony Cumia. He's funny as hell. You know who that is, Rodney?
I don't.
You don't? You ever hear the Opie and Anthony show?
Yeah, but yeah.
Kind of from back in the day. One of the Anthony from the Opie and Anthony show. He's kind of delved into political commentary, and he's a really funny guy.
Okay.
Look up his clips.
I will.
What else are we going to do? You said you already saw that stuff. Let me see if I have something else I was going to pull. I was going to save that for later, but we can watch it.
The Aaron Gruber thing.
Yeah,
that's a good video.
It's on Black Fatigue.
Yeah.
You've heard that? Have you heard that phrase yet, Rodney? Black Fatigue. We're not going to go too hard. We're going to take it easy. We're going to take it easy.
How many times can I say I don't know and still maintain any credibility here?
Well, not now.
Quit asking questions.
Rodney, where are the bodies buried, Rodney?
Let me see. I'm trying to find. Dude, I could scroll Twitter. There's so much on Twitter, man. But yeah, chat. Where we at? I have tiny hat fatigue.
Nah.
It was response to nothing good ever happens. Yeah. Josh is a doomer, man. Josh watches his little Fuentes show and he thinks he's got good ideas and he comes on our show and he just black pills all over the place. It's like, Josh, I got the answers. Tell Nick to go F off.
Hey, I'm hopeful for the future, but only because God's got it.
Amen.
It's out of our hands, man.
Just kidding.
Amen.
Nick's right more times than he's not. Let's say that.
And I don't even know what he's saying about the bill. I haven't watched his show in a few days, but I guarantee it's probably not good. No. I mean, do we ever get anything, Zeb?
Sometimes we do.
What did we get?
Sometimes we do.
Come on, don't be stupid. Tell me what we got. Tell me what we got.
There you go. Press him like he presses me. Say you don't know.
Well, you said on your show yesterday that Trump was berating South African president because of his stance on Israel, Palestine, didn't you?
I did get that from Nick. I did say, yeah.
Okay.
But that's not a victory. I mean, I'll give you that, but it's not as great as people are saying.
Castro Kid, what's up, brother? Welcome to chat. Welcome to stream. The only customers that gave us trouble were ones with similar tone to me. Oh, Malarkey, you're pretty light skinned, dude. If you want to get a kind of a grasp on reality, you need to go talk to like people in the service industry or if you want like a crash course, like go find an ER. That's fine. Go find an ER somewhere and like I don't know, maybe like a Friday evening, go on a date with your wife, go to the ER, sit there for about 3 hours, and you'll understand real quick what reality looks like.
Let's go to the ER.
Let's go. Let's have a date. Let's have a date to the ER, and we'll just watch people.
It's not a bad idea.
I used to do that all the time when we were younger. We would go to the mall. You can't go to the mall anymore. But I would go to the mall and just like watch people. I enjoyed watching people. How people
I enjoy it too.
Reacted, walked, oblivious, everything. You can't go to the mall anymore either, boys. Ruined. They ruined it.
Ruined.
Whoever they are, all of them.
Ruined. What did I just break here, man?
It's okay.
It's
probably,
like the
it's a clip.
wire holder. Don't worry about it. I broke it too once.
Let's see. Let me go to mine. What anything else you want to talk about? Tom McDonald's a goat. No, just kidding. I think he is though.
Are these folks interested in? I don't. A lot of these aren't from South Carolina. So, do they have any interest in Nancy Mace? I know we touched on that, but
well, she's a national name.
She is.
Man.
She definitely is. My only point there is that
we can talk about because the governor race is coming up, and I think how you could probably touch on this a little bit more than me is that I think this governor race coming up. Masters not running. Has he said he's not running?
Well, he can't run. He's
he can't run. So he's not running. So this kind of places that. I mean, if you pull somebody from the Senate like a Lindsey Graham, or you pull Nancy Mace out of Congress, hopefully she pulls herself out, runs, and then loses, so she's just gone. Hopefully that's the way I wanted to go. But what kind of weight does a governorship carry, and how much insight do you have into that race or?
So not a whole lot, but of course our legislators are the dominant branch by far in South Carolina. The governor's hamstrung by so many things. The legislature is just so powerful, but there will be a void. Our governor's done a fairly good job. He's kept clean on a lot of things, but we've got a void because Nancy Mace is too chaotic. The lieutenant governor, I like her quite well, but I'm just
Do you think a female can win a South Carolina race after after Nikki Haley?
I think it'll be difficult.
You think it'll be difficult?
I do. I think there's an appetite for, and I don't say this for any particular reason, but I think there's an appetite for a man to be in that role.
But is it Alan Wilson?
So that's hard to say. He would probably be my hands-on pick right now, but he's been the attorney general for so long. Does that equip him to lead us? I like his military background. I certainly do. No question about that. But I can't help to think that there's someone out there that, when I say mimic Trump, I only mean from the standpoint of a business acumen. You know what I'm saying? So what happened?
Ninja in the comments.
He's dogged me out.
He's being no. He's being naughty in the comments. Yikes! Poor Rodney. Rodney's such an innocent soul.
I was so into it too.
I know. I like side-eyed the comment, and I had to like face palm so I wouldn't laugh.
It's so bad. I mean, I wish I didn't have to laugh, but it's so true.
Yeah, I know. He was covered his mouth.
I wish I didn't have to laugh, but it's so true, man. It's like, lady, like run it through the police or whoever needs to take that to investigate it. You don't need to hash out your affair life or whatever you want to call it on the House floor.
Chaotic.
Like, get out of here.
Chaotic. One episode after.
You know how we fix this, Rodney? I can fix it right now.
All right, do it, brother.
Repeal the 19th. Done. Next.
Oh, God.
Chris B said, I hate Vivek running in my race. My state is Cook. Ohio. Yes. Dude,
that's news to me. He's running for governor in that.
He's running for governor in Ohio. Yeah.
Is that a recent?
No, he announced it a few months ago.
Yeah.
Shows y'all how
today. But he pulls an audience. You know what the audience is? Which I guess is the majority of Ohio. It's just old boomers.
No, it is.
Yes, it is.
It's you.
No.
Shaw.
No.
Really?
Yes.
Ohio?
You put a
He doesn't appeal to me.
You put a colored in front of some boomers with some semi-conservative ideas, and they just lose it, dude. They lose it.
This country is the greenest slushy.
It's like, dog, give me a break, dog. But yeah, I mean, Vivek's probably gonna win Ohio.
What is what it is.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. It's probably not even close.
Really?
I would assume.
I don't even know who he's running against.
I think there's a guy that ran in a previous election, but
has the governor there timed out, or so is it's an open race?
Yeah, I think so.
No incumbent.
Like, where's Vivek even from? Like, I mean, I know he's not American, but like, where's he from in America? Where was he born?
He's Ohio.
He was born in Ohio.
Yeah.
But won't y'all early on? Wasn't y'all big fans of his? I mean,
I was
attracted
never
to begin with.
I was never. No, I wouldn't say I was a fan.
I swear, I got to run to the bathroom so bad. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. I think Cincinnati. Yeah, Ohio. Yeah, Ohio. I mean, all those states have like those little pieces that they that is not like the rest of the state. No, I wasn't really a fan of Vivek. Obviously, I liked what he was saying because he knows what to say.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
He's well spoken, no question.
And I always thought he was in the position, kind of put in this role of running for president to kind of aid Trump in his campaign. Does that make sense?
It does.
To act as a buffer for everyone else, or act as a proxy for what would be some type of young statist non-white Trump. Does that make sense? Like to combat Nikki Haley and to combat
absolutely
whoever else. I don't even remember who else was running at this point.
We're so used to seeing those old hacks that look the same, act the same, and when you got that fresh face and
very Obama-esque.
Yeah.
08 Obama. You know, that's
very true.
That's what I think he was there for. I'm not saying they paid him or anything, but I do think they kind of allowed it to happen, if you will.
And, you know, someone who's made their own way with business acumen, entrepreneurship, there's some attractiveness there. Not for you? No?
You don't know how he got his money?
What? So
he bought a failing pharmaceutical business, and he created these fake. He essentially lied about what they were doing and how far they were come with R&D, and so he kind of pushed that out and got interest into the company because they thought they were making progress on this.
Was it publicly traded?
Not yet. And so they went public, and the IP went. Choo.
Okay.
And so when it went, choo, he goes.
So, okay.
He's out. He dips. It's an original rug pull.
Same thing.
He scammed all of his.
Same thing that the hot tour girl did.
The same exact thing. They're rug pulling. He was the original. That's how he got. That's how he got his $2 billion.
No honor in that. So I now that you say that, I think I do kind of recall the story, but I had forgot.
But it's like, you know, these people like, if you're gonna keep somebody like I would be gate kept out of running, which is fine. I understand that position, but gatekeep him too.
Yeah.
Don't let him run.
No, I hear you.
You know what I mean? If you're gonna do it, do it. Don't be a little queer about it.
Yeah, and look, North Carolina governor. You know, God, believe it or not, guys. Even for here in South Carolina, that's a sore point for us because we're neighbors. I mean, we're one of the same, and it's just so hard to understand how they can push that Democrat over the line in North Carolina. We're too similar.
Ninja says, I think we can flip it. Do you think you can flip North Carolina? Do you think there's enough there? I mean, is it
I do.
Pennsylvania-esque?
I do. I agree. I think it can be flipped. Now, I'm not, you know, I spend time in North Carolina and do business over there.
Yeah, I mean, we live right on the line.
I mean, we're the same in every way. So I do think it can be flipped. I don't know what the driving force is that.
Well, North Carolina,
Charlotte. I mean, right?
Charlotte, Raleigh, Durham. Well, some of the carry is a little bit more red. For different reasons,
both of those.
And then you got your Asheville's, you got your Greensboroughs. Yeah, North Carolina's a lot more densely populated than South Carolina is. What was I looking at? Oh, I was going to ask you about are you involved any with the I-85 North Carolina core thing they're trying to build? You know what I'm asking?
Not I-73. You're not talking about I-73.
No. It's 85. They're trying to build like from the Virginia, North Carolina line kind of down through Raleigh in through on the way to the beach. Like some kind of corridor for stops with inland ports along the way and trying to build this
So that was the
massive-
premises of I-73 coming from Maine on down, which there was I was on that national committee for that, but that's kind of died a little bit on vein in South Carolina.
Has it? Okay.
Funding. I mean, funding.
Yeah, because I know they were trying to play that up pretty big. That would have been nice. I mean, you would have had massive business come in through
I think
there.
so too. I
and,
mean, every extra vein you got to distribute industry product is important.
Let's see.
So he's right. The college is woke. You know, he's exactly right about that.
Try as woke from the colleges. Yeah, probably.
No question.
Wilmington is
They're
somewhat woke.
They're too smart.
Well, I spent some. Did you spend any time in North Carolina when you were in the Marine Corps?
So I was in Jacksonville for an entire year, and I was married at the time. I went to Okinawa, Japan.
What year was that?
I went to
65?
Okinawa. So, you know, I went in late. This is even going to fool you. It's going to make me sound younger than I am because I went in very late. But my wife graduated, former wife, UNC Wilmington in 95, I believe. So I lived in Wilmington for about 6 months. I didn't feel Wilmington was as woke, certainly as Asheville or Raleigh. Or
No,
Durham.
it's not.
Yeah, they're
or
more,
it wasn't. Not when I was there.
They're closer to.
It's been about 10 years for me too. But yeah, I spent some time in North Carolina, especially Jacksonville.
Oh, UNC. Okay, yeah, good. I'll tell you, I visited there about my son's in med school, and we were looking at the medical universities down there. Wilmington's still growing like crazy, man.
What I miss? Talking about North
Ninja,
Carolina.
Ninja said, "Baby bladder, go tinkle."
I got the Josh. I was. I threw it away. I'm drinking some Josh before the show starts.
Ninja's relentless, isn't he?
Oh, I know, man.
Y'all got to get him on
ICE
site.
also isn't active here. Not in North Carolina. Does ICE isn't state bound? Are they?
I don't think so.
I know we used to have. I think they kind of died down with it a little bit.
They
the
have.
ICE in Dillon County, those guys went hard. They went real hard. When you coming down 95 off of North Carolina into South Carolina, dude, those guys.
Our hometown.
They were cruising, dude.
Yeah, our hometown is.
That
the
was like
first
5 or
town
6 years ago,
from
though.
the North Carolina border. Yeah.
Well, yeah, they used to go hard, man. I would get on the interstate to go to Florence or go to school or somewhere else, and dude, they would have like it would always have like 5 or 6 people pulled over.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
That's what we need to do.
Ninja.
Increase policing, but the problem is you got to pay them, and then you got to get good cops.
Ninja's from Charlotte. I didn't know you're from Charlotte, Ninja. We got a fellow Superior Charlatan in the chat.
Thing about that drug seizure money on 95 is divvied up in so many ways. From the local counties don't get to keep all that money.
Yeah.
A good portion goes to the state, on and on.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Governor race. Talking about North Carolina a little bit. We'll probably call it here in a little bit, guys, in the chat, unless y'all want to touch on something else before we get going. I feel like we had a pretty solid stream today.
Yeah, it was. Well, got intense there for a little bit.
I'm actually kind of getting tired.
Are you?
Dude, I didn't get to bed until like 2 o'clock last night tiling again.
So
I'm gonna finish that shower this weekend. I'm gonna finish it.
I wish I could show him. This man, what he does on breaks is makes puzzles. I mean, you know how difficult it is to do that. But then he's putting tile in his.
Here you go. Can you show him?
Bathroom.
Slide it around.
Will it lift? Oh, I don't want to mess it up.
It'll
Oh, I
be
about
all right.
did, didn't I?
I'll put it back together.
Then I don't want to get too personal, but I mean, a baby any day now, right?
Any day.
Yeah, outstanding. So,
Stressing.
There's 2 pieces missing.
Yeah, there's a few pieces. There's like three pieces
okay.
missing. Dude, I went to take
That's
a break.
impressive, man.
I got a bunch of books from like a little old lady at church. Her husband died, and she didn't want to sell them. She wanted to give somebody that cared about stuff like that. So I was like, yeah, I mean, definitely. Which I got encyclopedia sets over there, but it came with the this, and it was just kind of sitting there, and I was stressing out doing some work the other day. And I was like, let me relax a little bit and put this puzzle together.
That's
Dude,
incredible.
I was stressing worse on putting that puzzle together than I was working.
You know, you can.
I was like, dude,
you can put some. You can make
my
out a
mama
picture.
mama used to do these things all the time.
Oh,
She'd
yeah.
buy like the 1,500 piece ones, and the piece would be this small. Oh my gosh!
No way I could do that. No way.
Ninja, you're gonna get banned. I have the mouse. I have full control. I'm just kidding. He said, "You're great on your knees."
I'll be in
live
Greenville
up here 'cause
next
of work.
Saturday, moving my son in. I sure will.
Nice.
Not
Dude.
far from downtown.
Our favorite. You ever been to Lake Jocassee up there?
Sure, I have.
It's so nice
Yeah,
up there.
it
Dude.
is,
It's
yeah.
so nice.
Greenville's great.
Tiling's a word for it, Ninja.
Tiling. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
getting. We call it getting.
I'm off the ground
sponsors.
now. I did all the floor work. We're standing up. Probably gonna need a ladder here in a little bit. But yeah, Lake Jocassee's so nice up there. We enjoy it. We need to go this summer. We'll have a little baby. We'll make it happen.
God, you got a hectic time in your future, man. Then he's got a
Happens,
little
dude. It
Bam
happens.
Bam. His kid. Well, y'all don't know Fred Flintstone, but he had.
I
A,
watched
Fred
Fred
Flintstone.
remember Bam Bam? That's it.
Yeah. His when I first met his kid, I was like, what is he, like 5 or 6? He's like, no, he's 3. And I was like, this is the biggest 3-year-old I've ever seen. He's gonna be a giant.
Yeah. Well, look at Zeb. Zach.
Or he's not.
Jeb.
Because that happened to me. I shot up to this height when I was in middle school, and then I just stopped.
Stop. I was this size in junior high. I had college because I played football. I had colleges recruiting me big time letters early on, and then I just quit growing, and they lost interest.
Yeah.
You played PC, didn't you?
Yeah, small college football. Yeah.
All right. Anything? What? Did we miss anything? Anything big going on lately?
Not really.
I feel like there's a lot going on. I just can't think about it.
I mean, we kind of covered it. We hinted at the Afrikaners. We talked Big Beautiful Bill, Nancy Mace. And this globe of ours just keeps on turning.
Love life. AI. Get you an AI girl.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'll just type
Custom
in.
made.
Yeah, custom made GF.
I know exactly what mine looks like.
Yeah.
My current girlfriend.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Did you like that, Lee?
Does she watch?
I
know. Good. That way I ain't got to avoid her from now on.
She likes you, man. She thinks you're a pretty cool dude.
Yeah.
Despite what I tell her.
I say crazy things sometimes.
Despite what I tell her.
Chat, if you can, we're about to dip out of here, but like I said, Rodney's got his show that he's been working on. Is this? Yeah, there we go. Rodney's got his show that he's been working on with a couple other people, and
next week, by the way, we've got the girl that was on Voice.
I'll tell you what, let me do this.
Grace Miller Moody, and she took the country by storm. She didn't quite make it, but I look forward to.
Jeez.
Grace Miller Moody.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Family lives here in Florence.
Oh, neat.
Yeah,
Very
she's
cool.
from around here. Let's see. Let me see if it'll come up. Here we go. Yeah, y'all go check out Rodney's channel.
Thank you,
on the way out of here.
I appreciate
and
And the most important question of the day, though, well, this is to ask it twice. Is that big old horse of a dog?
is he outside? Rodney doesn't like dogs, and
He's inside.
I just have a lovable. It's a loving little puppy. He
But
just
he doesn't
wants
know me.
attention.
But he doesn't know me.
It's a little puppy,
And how much
dude.
does he weigh?
Like 150.
The thing's a damn half horse.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's inside.
I call him 10 minutes before I get here. Is it safe? Then I call him again once I get at the fence.
Atheism is on its way out, though. That's what Ninja of Spades says. That's absolutely true.
A lot of religious debates now. We could do a religious stream with Rodney. I think atheism's on its way out. Yeah, I think there's been a rise, and I know the Hendrix girl kind of posted a picture where she has Freya necklace on, which I mean I guess is expected. She's got a Thor's hammer tattooed on her arm. I don't know why people would think she was a Christian, but there's been I've noticed this. There's been a drive of younger people, specifically white, towards these pagan-esque religions, because they view Christianity as weak because it's not even able to maintain itself within America, right? It's the Christianity in America isn't, as a whole, isn't what I would argue Christianity is, and it's weak. And so people are looking for something stronger, and so they go to whatever pagan religion it was
which is always
Norse.
short-lived. It is always short-lived.
I think so too. I think so too, and
people bounce. People bounce.
We'll see.
You get that Holy Spirit in you, and you won't bounce.
There you go.
But yeah, Christianity is being subverted by liberalism and feminism. Yes, well, everything is.
Talking y'all's language, ain't it?
Yeah. Same for Mormonism, Calvinism, and shallow evangelical. I don't know if I would agree with the Mormon take. Well, first of all, they're not Christians. Second of all, I don't think Mormonism is weak the same way that we are as evangelical Christians.
I think Mormons are actually pretty strong in their faith.
I think so too.
It's kind of like they're kind of like
exclusionary.
Yeah.
That's how I see
Exactly.
them as well.
Yeah.
They're incredibly aggressive, aren't they?
Mormons took over the whole state. Dude, they took over a whole region. Have you seen the Mormon map lately?
No.
Let me see if I can find this thing.
Is BYU or their attendance up?
Do y'all think they're
down?
going to hell?
Who?
Yes.
Mormons?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, that's so strong, but I do.
I feel the same way. It's mainly because they deny that Jesus, not that he's the Son of God, but that he is God also. That he is. They deny the Trinity, which is essential. Jeez.
Is this it? Yeah, it's something like this.
Tell me what we're seeing. What's the? Oh, okay. Color code.
No.
Oh, bias.
I don't want to buy nothing. Get out of here.
See what he's doing on his spare time. He's shopping.
Inescapable.
Can they see it? Check. Can y'all see this? No. Okay, hold on. Basically, here's the map. I mean, they've taken over almost the entire Midwest.
That's blue as Mormons.
Yeah.
Okay. Lutheran.
I know Andrew Wilson's had a spat with like all the online Mormons recently. I don't know if y'all have come across that, but like he was like, dude, I'll debate all of you. Just all of you at one time. Just come on.
What's diverse? Hodgepodge of
just
they're labeling a mix of
something stupid.
Yeah, they can't narrow it down to one.
Okay.
But yeah, where we at? Mormons took over the whole state. Yeah, I mean they're growing, dude. The Outdoor Boys, you know the Outdoor Boys? Mm-hmm. He just quit YouTube. He retired. They're Mormon. So
I know BYU is the most notable school, but there are a lot of Mormon higher education.
I mean, I would think so. We looked at some of their architecture not too long ago too. I like the Mormon aesthetic. I just think they're wrong.
Yeah, they're just misfiring on their. Yeah.
They're just wrong.
Yeah. Very committed. Very committed.
The same with the Orthodox Ninja. Yes, this is exactly correct. Evangelical church is reaping the fruits of weak tradition. Yes, but strong tradition doesn't make it infallible, though. That's the problem. And this is my position: is that if you're going to hold to a strong tradition, it's inevitably going to become some type of infallibility, and then if you don't, then it's inevitably going to bite you.
Have you always found that this is, because I do, and it's been evident the time I spent with y'all, that it's a very engaging topic, beliefs.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Everybody's got
Yeah. As they come online, their dumb theology will get crushed. Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. Andrew Wilson's been going pretty hard on Twitter at Mormons recently. Christians make no claim on salvation.
Not comprehending that. Are y'all?
Christians make no claim on salvation?
Yeah, I'm not comprehending that.
Does he mean like how
0 AD?
I don't know.
33 AD. Yeah, I'm missing that one. I'll make a claim on salvation. I'm not sure. All right, Ninja, throw some questions in there. Monday? You trying to stream Monday?
I'm not going to be here Monday. It's Memorial Day.
Where you going?
I'm at the lake.
Lake near Charlotte.
Lazy.
Yeah.
Let's shoot for Tuesday. You trying to stream Tuesday, Josh?
Yes.
I might stream Monday, boys. I might stream Monday. If I do, it'll be very patriotic. We'll do a Memorial Day stream. Ronnie, what you doing Monday?
Cookout.
Okay.
Nice.
Lee's house.
J. Dyer erudite debate was epic. I think I saw a clip, and then somebody else said something about another debate with topics outside of the Fresh and Fit whatever podcast stuff. We'll have to I'll react to some of that stuff probably. Would y'all chat, just answer one question real quick. Would y'all be down to do like some evening streams, like just chill streams, reactionary stuff, and just kind of chill out? Just shoot that in the chat. And then, I mean, if y'all are down, like I say evening, let's call it 8 to 10, 8 to 12 Eastern time, the only time that matters. The rest of America doesn't exist. And we can do those.
Pipe him remotely. You got ability to
We need to work on that. We can do remote. We can do remote virtual.
Anytime I'm here, I'd much rather do this.
For sure. For sure. I mean, well, I guess on their screen, it kind of looks like we're not together until I go here. But, yeah, we can do virtual, and I want to get, if I can finish this stupid bathroom and this stupid tile, I'll get it set up to where y'all can call in, and we can have Chris and Taken and Marlarky and Ninja all call in. Y'all can all say things instead of having to type them in the chat, because I know it's stressful when I have all the words and you got, 120 characters or something stupid.
That's gonna be fun doing
that'll be good.
Call stream.
We'll get a call stream going.
guys
An
are
evening
so
call
witty.
stream.
I'd like to watch that. I would.
Evening call stream would be
I don't
good.
want to participate. I want to watch.
That's what we'll do. We'll have to limit calls to probably evening, because if we do the 2:30 to 5, I feel like it'll go long. Because y'all do calls on y'all's show, and some of them get going. Like Anthony, dude. If you give Anthony needs his own show, he wants to call in and take over the show.
And one more thing.
And you know what else, Josh? And I was and Josh. Oh, before I go, real quick, let me get one more thing, dude. He will go for like a solid 30 minutes. Josh has a 2-hour show. Anthony takes 30 minutes of it, and then the other 30 minutes is commercials.
I enjoy it, dude.
So curiosity here, Ninja. What do you do for a living? Malarkey, Chris B. What do you guys do for a living?
Dox yourselves.
Malarkey's in school.
Okay.
Taking in said reactionary is pretty good. I'm assuming reaction stream, probably evening reaction stream. Definitely do that. Those will have to be longer streams. I'll react to, I don't know, debates and stuff like that, clips. A chill stream. We'll probably start something.
He's got a job scraping that popcorn off.
I got to scrape popcorn off.
Then you got to put a finish over it so you can pay. If he's being for real.
That is brutal, dog.
Well, it is. It is.
You mean like that? Brutal. That kind of like popcorn ceiling stuff.
It used to be real popular. Not only do you have to scrape it.
We used to have it in every ceiling in our house.
But then you got to prep it before you paint it. I mean, it's a pain.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, you have to spray it with water first, and then you can scrape it off, and then you have to sand it with like a ceiling sander.
I ain't doing
that.
nothing.
And then prep it before you can paint it again. It's dude,
damn.
Whoever came up with popcorn ceiling needs to be hung. Hang them. Dumb. One, it's dumb. 2, it's dumb. 3, it's hard to get rid of.
That's so funny. I thought that's just how houses were. Like all the houses I grew up in had that.
Yeah, they all did.
Until my parents built their own.
Yeah, it was just a cosmetic. That civil engineer.
Ninja, I did a
good for you.
podcast with a guy that graduated from a school with a civil engineering degree, but now he's a dog trainer because civil engineer wasn't paying enough, so he trains dogs. Y'all can go check that one out. Touch Grass with Noah Moody. I thought it was pretty good. It was a little long. There's some really good parts in there, which I'll clip up eventually. Josh, we need to jump on clipping. I mean, that's on me. I mean, I'm not.
Y'all, if I don't leave now, I'll be too far back in the line of Chick-fil-A.
Let's go, chat. Thank you.
We got a
Chick-fil-A line. That sounds nice.
Peace out.
Peace out, chat.
Enjoy, y'all.
Adios, Rod.
Okay, man.
Later.
Good weekend. Have a good day.